Welcome to the Marvel at Jesus podcast from Life 90.5, where we talk with Christian music artists and more about the things that wow them about Jesus. I'm Mandy Bowman, and you've heard the songs Perfectly Love, Somebody to You, and joining us today is Rachael Lampa. Hey, Rachel.
Hello, joining you from my studio.
your car. It's perfect. It's perfect.
My hiding place.
Sometimes for a mom, that really is the most quiet and perfect place to do a conversation
really
like this, right?
Yeah, and there's kind of like this rainy ambiance around, so there's no ring light, no help here, but you know.
We're just getting the fully natural Rachael Lampa right now. Perfect.
That's right.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a few fun questions before we get to the whole purpose of the podcast. So just for fun, okay. If you could eliminate one food that no one could ever eat again, what would you destroy?
I mean, olives, hands down.
Olives?
Like, why?
Ooh.
Why?
Right? People put this on salads and pizzas. It's the worst, right?
Why are you ruining your life? Not just your dish. You're ruining your life.
Exactly. Oh, that's good answer. I really love that, Rachel. Okay. All right. Now, if you had to delete all but 3 apps from your phone, which ones would you keep?
Oh, no. Okay, do I tell you the truth or the ones that seem the most impressive to delete?
Oh, no. Don't give me the impressive stuff. We need the real answer right here.
I know,
okay.
Right? Okay. All right. Real answer. I mean, okay, definitely the camera we gotta keep.
Obviously. Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I have to do the directions thing, the maps.
Okay.
Those are boring. Let's see. What do I actually... Okay, what's a fun app that I use? Oh my gosh, I don't use enough apps. That's good.
I feel like that's a good problem, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my kid is a little we're all kind of sports people, but my kid is especially sports person. So we sign on to the ESPN app a lot just to get scores and times, game times, and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's the next most used. So, yeah, not very exciting.
No, but that's surprising to me, though. I never would have get the ESPN from you. So that's fantastic. Right. Okay. Yes. Yeah, get rid of the Bible app and all this.
That's because I use my physical Bible.
Right. See, I have so many physical copies. I don't need the app one.
Right? They're just spilling out of every corner.
Right. And if you're a really good Christian, you have it all memorized anyways, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
whole thing. Right in there.
Yeah, right in there. Yeah. Okay. All right. That was fun. Thank you for playing along with that. I would probably keep. Let's see.
Yeah, tell me.
I got the camera one. Got to have that one because I don't have kids. I have 2 cats right now, so it's full of all of my cat photos. Right.
Of course, okay. Yeah. Definitely.
And let's see. I'm probably way too addicted to Instagram, so I'll just scroll through those reels and doom scroll forever.
I know.
I probably need to get rid of it, but I don't think I could mentally handle.
I know.
Detaching myself.
It's a real thing. I'm with you.
And I love your answer about the navigation stuff, because let me tell you, we live in a smaller city, Wilmington, and you're in Nashville, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that makes sense for you to have the GPS stuff, totally.
I mean, yeah. I grew up in
that place
Colorado.
is crazy.
Yeah, I grew up in Colorado, and we always had the mountains to the west, and so I've always paid attention where's west and where I'm actually I pretty good.
Wow.
But it's the shortcuts for me. It's I need to keep moving. If traffic is stopped, but I'll still get there at the same time. I just need to be moving. So I'm where's my shortcuts? Where's my little side roads? And where's my little, all that.
Smart. Yeah. No traffic jams for Rachel, for sure. Right. But yeah, in our small city, it's nothing compared to where you are, but still. Right. I like to know the easiest way, and I'm horrible with directions. If you tell me a place on the other side of Wilmington, I have no idea where that is.
Right.
I don't know, so I'm plugging that in. Anyways, okay.
All right. I'm glad we got this covered.
Yes. Okay. All right. So on to the whole purpose of the podcast. It's really just to shine a spotlight on Jesus for a little bit. So Rachel, for you, what is the thing that just wows you the most about Jesus? Maybe it's a verse or a story, just something you've remembered forever, or maybe something you just learned recently that blew your mind. So for you, what is it?
it's a I'm constantly wowed, I have to say. But I think overall, like, I think I'm constantly wowed by the his radical love and the way that he teaches us to love radically. And I think it's funny because we hear that a lot, and it's like this kind of fun, like, radical wild love, this whole thing. I write a
Right.
lot of songs about. I have a song called Wild Ones, like, it's about his how Jesus was really the wildest one of the bunch, because his radical love, you can see it even in, like, some of the most read verses in the Bible of, like, love others, love your neighbors, love your enemies. Like, that is radical. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I think we don't see it unless we approach his word with the expectation that, like, he's going to tell us some really radical things, and really things that, like, push against the norm and push against even our instincts a little bit sometimes, like, where, like, love your neighbor or love your enemy is like, wait, I thought I was supposed to be scared. Like,
Mm-hmm.
our our instinct is to be afraid and to fear, and he's like, actually, love, love, love. um be gentle. And, like, gentleness is radical. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
we innately are, like, we get defensive, we get um strong-willed and hard-headed, and
And
all
I
of
think
that. And
in
so,
in this day and age of social media and stuff too, is that all you see is like people arguing with each other. It's like there is zero gentleness in the comment
yeah,
section.
no, yeah.
It doesn't make
And
sense. Yeah.
right, and a lot of times in the name of Jesus, and we're like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
like, no, 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 no. So yeah, in the world of politics, in the world of
Mm-hmm.
social media, all that stuff, it's like gentleness and kindness and love are the radical things.
Yeah.
And that's everything that he was. Like, I've been watching. Do you watch The Chosen at all?
I haven't started watching it yet. I'm kind of
Okay.
waiting until like they finish the whole thing and
Totally,
then
yeah.
maybe I'll watch it through.
So
So
crazy, yeah.
yeah, I'm not there yet.
I was late to the game. I like started, I think, like, last year or something like that, and I just, like, smile the whole time, because I'm just like, that that's what I imagine. Like, you don't think about it when you're just reading the stories and stuff. You don't always think about it, I guess. Some people, like, have that gift of being able to, like, transport, but I'm such more like a visual person. And so when I really got to see, like, how different he was when he walked the earth, how yeah, just, like, wildly and radically he approached people and relationships, and love is just like, it continues to blow my mind. Yeah, so that's my big wow.
That's good. And I love your comment about visual stuff too, because I was reading through one of the gospels the other day, and it says, and Jesus had compassion on so and so, and like you read it, but I feel
Yeah,
like it doesn't really register
yeah,
until maybe you have that visual example. It's like, oh, now I see it,
right,
So
right, right.
that's
Yes,
that's great. I
totally. Yeah,
definitely need to start watching The Chosen now.
yeah, it's really good. It's so good.
That's exciting. Okay. No, and there's just as a side note, we've had all these years of maybe subpar Christian entertainment. So it's like I've been kind of
Yes,
hesitant to really get into it.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
that is totally me. Like, I'm always like, oh, this is cute. This will be cute, and then it
Hmm.
actually is just like, it's really good. Yeah.
All right. So that's my homework then. I'm going to go start watching The Chosen. So
Do it,
thank
do
you.
it, do it.
All right. So let's pivot quickly and talk about your music. So it's been intriguing to me. You took a break for a really long time from music, because I remember, again, as we were talking before we got started recording, when I was a little girl, like 12 years old or so. I remember your song "Blessed" just being all over radio. I was singing it into my hairbrush microphone,
Yes.
and then you went away for a while, and then just like last year, it's like I saw your name pop up on our radio station screen in the morning. It's like, Rachael Lampa. It's been a while since I've heard.
Must be a
That's a new
throwback week.
song. What happened? It was like that was crazy to see you come
Yeah.
back like that. So what's that been like?
So this all ties in really well with what wows me about Jesus, because the reason why I had no plans to return. I started, like Blessed came out when I was 15. So I was 14, 15 when I started, toured and recorded and did the music thing until I was about 21. And I just like burnt out. I felt like I couldn't find the voice of God anymore in my life. It just felt like all these other voices were speaking into it, and I just couldn't find it, and I just couldn't find my own voice. And so I needed to just step away. I had no big plans of like, I'm never coming back, or I'm coming back in 2 years. I just kind of stepped away and ended up, singing backgrounds for different artists and making, some kind of is a little bit of like independent music, singing on an a cappella show. Like I did all these kind of random things. I was a nanny.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, what should I have been doing when I was a teenager? Babysitting.
Right.
Yeah. So I, and then even later on, I got married and had 2 babies, and so all, just life stuff. But in that time, my family and I started a nonprofit called People Loving Nashville. And we work with people that are unhoused, or just in need of more support as far as like um, uh, food and clothing and community. And really the emphasis is on the community. Every week we meet up with 400 to 500 people in Nashville that are in need, and it's like a little block party. And I think we just celebrated 15 years.
Wow.
15 years in a row, never missed a Monday. I've missed a Monday, but this organization has never missed a Monday.
Yeah.
Yes. So in this time, a part of what we do is work with women in prison, and we call ourselves the Wild Ones. And we read about the wild ones of the Bible, and what we were just talking about how Jesus is the wildest one. He had something in his heart that felt like something isn't right here, and I need to, I need to save, and so he came and showed us what wild love meant, and so and what it meant to be a wild one, and how to capture that spirit for his glory. And so we talked a lot about that in the prisons, and ended up just becoming really, really good friends with some of these women, and learning their stories and learning their just their grit and their creativity and resilience. And so I wrote a song for them just out of wanting to write a song for them. And it was called Perfectly Loved. And one of the women who come in and teach the Bible is Amanda McKeon, who is Toby Mac's wife. And yeah. And so Toby came in all the time and performed for the women and all that stuff. So it was an easy, partnership. I was like, you gotta sing on this song. Again, had no plans of doing music again. But once the song was finished, all my friends were like, you might want to let other people hear this. And I'm like, okay, fine. And so we just kind of put it out there, and people wanted to hear it. And so I just kind of did that. And then I started recording more songs, really with these women in mind. And then obviously God took hold from there, and it's been connecting with other people. So it's like I'm back, but I'm also just sitting outside of my house hiding from my kids.
Right.
So I don't know what you'd call it, but yeah, I don't
know, but I think it's kind of amazing, actually. So so that is super cool, and I love how God has used you. I mean, obviously God can still use people apart from a music career and things like that, but just getting you to dive into other ministries, and then that just kind of flowed back into music somehow. So that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Now the big song you have out right now is Somebody to You. Can you tell me a little about that one too?
Yeah, this one talks a little bit more about like my childhood as a singer, and as somebody that was in the spotlight as a teenager, and kind of navigating, like, in the verses kind of talk about like the applause and the validation, and about how when we don't have that, are we okay still, you know?
Mm,
And are we getting our value from from the Lord, from the one who gives us value the second we have breath, you know,
yeah.
not by what we do and what we're accomplishing and how impressive we are and the likes and the follows and all that kind of stuff. Like, he's just like, are you my child? Are you breathing? You are worthy, you know,
Yeah.
you are somebody. And so that's kind of what we wrote that about.
I think that's a message that everyone needs to hear,
Yeah.
because we all go through those points of feeling just really worthless and
Yes.
unloved, and God says, no, you're still somebody to me no matter what anyone else says. So
Yes.
that's really incredible. I love that. Thank
Yes.
you.
That's wild too. That's a wow.
Right?
That's a wow Jesus moment too.
That's fabulous. Well, Rachel, thank you so very much for joining me for the Marvel at Jesus podcast. This has been really great, and I look forward to hearing the next few songs that come out from you. And I'll sing again with my hairbrush microphone
Please
again
do.
too. Yeah.
Please. And I'll do it also, and I'll think of you.
Yes, thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode of the Marvel at Jesus podcast, go ahead and subscribe so you can get the next episode as soon as it comes out from Life 90.5.